Hi there, this is Carmen. Before we go on, I'd just like to state that the following video contains spoilers. Memories are untrustworthy, incomplete recordings of the past. They are reconstructions, fragile puzzles clouded by emotions, context, and time. To the Moon dances with this idea and lets the player experience it firsthand. But how exactly does the game achieve this? To the Moon uses a blend of linear and non-linear structures to simulate the reconstructive, unreliable nature of memory. The game guides players backwards through Johnny's memories while letting the player fill in the missing gaps. To understand why this approach feels so striking, it helps to know where the game comes from. Released in 2011 by Freebird Games, To the Moon was developed with RPG Maker XP. Game developer Kung Gao didn't set out to make a complex RPG full of combat or systems. Instead, he put all his focus on the story. That choice was deeply personal. He was inspired by his grandfather's illness, and by the kinds of questions about memory, regret, mortality, and all that come with it. You can feel that influence in the game's tone. To the Moon isn't just telling a fictional tale, it's working through very human fears about losing someone, or forgetting what matters most. And that's also why the gameplay is so simple. On the surface, you're mostly just walking around, collecting objects and unlocking new scenes. But that simplicity is intentional. It clears away distractions, so the mechanics never pull you out of the story. The game part acts almost like a frame, keeping you moving forward while the emotional weight of Johnny's memories takes center stage. Psychologist Frederick Bartlett argued that memory is reconstructive. Details fade, gaps are filled, and events are reshaped by culture and personal context. To the Moon mirrors this. Some of Johnny's memories are sharp and detailed: the lighthouse, the piano, River's folded paper rabbits. Others are fragmented, distorted, or even inaccessible. And just like in real life, the older the memory, the less reliable it becomes. We see this idea play out clearly in the moment where River, when lying in bed because of her illness, is desperately trying to help Johnny remember something from their shared past. Early on, Johnny sees River's folding as meaningless or obsessive. Later, the truth emerges. It was her way of communicating, a callback to a promise they made as children. The misunderstanding doesn't come from malice, but from Johnny's imperfect recollection. Here's another example. Johnny believes he wanted to go to the moon because of some personal ambition, but as players reconstruct his past, it is revealed that the desire stems from a childhood moment, a memory so deeply buried he no longer recalls it. His wish is built on a forgotten promise, not on the reasons he consciously tells himself. Memory doesn't preserve objects as fixed facts, but reinterprets them through changing contexts. What seems trivial in one recollection can become charged with significance in another. Even small details shift and break apart. A toy platypus reappears in different stages of its life, symbolizing River and their shared memories, but Johnny himself often fails to connect these dots. The player is left to patch together meaning from these incomplete fragments. The result is a story that constantly places the player between compassion and frustration. Compassion because Johnny's lapses make him human, but frustration because those same lapses prevent him from seeing the people around him clearly, especially River. This tension grows even stronger when Johnny's final wish collides with the fragile truth of his memories. To fulfill Johnny's final wish, the doctors may need to erase River from his memories entirely. This isn't just a technical issue, it's an ethical dilemma. River was not only Johnny's wife, but the anchor of his emotional life. To overwrite her presence means rewriting who Johnny is at his core. The game pushes the player to confront this tension. If Johnny's dream of going to the moon can only exist in a world without River, is that dream still meaningful? Or does it become nothing more than a hollow fantasy? Like the film Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, To the Moon suggests that even painful memories are essential to identity. Erasing them might provide relief, but it also erases growth, intimacy, and the experience of a life lived. Both works argue that memory, even flawed or sorrowful memory, is inseparable from the self. The perception of these memories, even if it's unreliable, defines the person at its core. At this point, the player's role becomes more than passive observation. The player isn't just a spectator. You reconstruct Johnny's life, piecing fragments together into a coherent story. This mirrors how people narrate their own lives. Selective, emotional, and never fully accurate. By piecing Johnny's memories together yourself, you'll end up feeling something you never really can. The weight of how unreliable those memories actually are. And that is the heart of it. Memories may be unreliable, but even in their fractured, distorted form, they're the building blocks of who we are. Johnny's recollections aren't perfect. Some are missing, some are misremembered, yet they still shape his choices, his relationships, and ultimately his final wish. The game reminds us that it's not accuracy that defines identity, but the stories we piece together from what we remember, however flawed those pieces may be. To the Moon shows that games can do more than tell stories. They can let us feel the way memory works. Through its dual narrative, the game turns the player into an active reconstructor. Memories aren't facts, they're shifting puzzle pieces. And To the Moon gives us the rare chance to assemble them ourselves.